I just wanted to make a different type of video. I am just going to be playing this and talking about my thoughts on the movie Glass. Now, personally, I have been a fan of the series, and I just wanted to point out the things that I saw and how I feel like everybody is wrong. Sorry, I'm fixing my... I have not played this map in a long time, but no. So, the movie got a lot of backlash, and I honestly don't... I just want to talk about why. Personally, I like Glass, and I like Split, and I like Unbreakable, and Glass was probably one of the most anticipated movies of this year for me. And the critics gave it a really low score, and I don't think that's right. Now, I agree with a lot of what people say about it being more of a Split sequel, because for a lot of the movie, you don't see a lot of Unbreakable. It is a lot of just James McAvoy's character. But personally, I like Split better, so I was not ashamed of that. So, I honestly didn't have a problem with that part of the movie. But a lot of people also say that they like that part of the movie too, and the ending was where it got all bad. And I will say, the ending was a little bit shaky for me, because in M. Night Shyamalan films, he's so good at having twist endings that are like shown throughout the movie, and I felt that in this movie, it is kind of thrown in, and I'm trying not to spoil anything, but there's a lot of James McAvoy, so it does kind of feel like a Split too. But overall, it is still Glass movie, and that is very evident in the film, especially near the end. And I will agree with the fact that near the end, the third act reveal kind of goes all over the place, and I just don't think it's what people were anticipating. Overall, I really liked the film, and I think that if you take a step back after you view it, it's what needed to happen, because so many things were just going wrong. And if you also remember, M. Night Shyamalan said that he had the idea to make 3 films when he was writing Unbreakable, so it's not like this was just an afterthought. And a lot of people say that he didn't have the budget to do what he wanted to do in this movie, where I disagree. I think that he did, and he did what he wanted to do. I think that it is a great thriller. It's really good, and I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but I just don't think people got what they wanted. But I personally liked it. And I will also say that it is kind of... Someone pointed out that Bruce Willis doesn't really have a character arc, and I will probably agree with that, but his character arc was in Unbreakable. It's not his movie to have a character arc. It's the movie for Glass to have a character arc. And yes, he has a character arc, but it's not that good, but he still has one. And this was kind of a combining of all 3 of them. And again, I really liked Split. I thought it was like the best movie of 2016. It was fantastic. And you really get to see a bunch more personalities. It's really in-depth. And it was just a great movie. So I don't know I don't agree with the reviewers. And honestly, Rotten Tomatoes kind of goes downhill. But Glass movie was pretty freaking good. And if you like Unbreakable and Split, you better give it a chance. And don't let the reviews try to judge what you're going to say about it, because it's a good movie. And now, I'm probably going to get into spoiler territory here, but... So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I recommend watching it before you listen to me talk about it. I think the part that everybody was unhappy about was the fact that literally all 3 of them die. And that was the most disappointing thing for me in this movie, was James McAvoy's character dying. I was loving the character development they had on Kevin Wendell Crumb, and he basically comes out as like the dominant person, and he learns to suppress all of them, but it's while he's dying. And Bruce Willis's character is the good guy, and he dies. And you learn that Glass has a whole like plan, and it's like a whole mastermind, and it ends up being his movie and his twist at the end, but it just wasn't what I was liking for the movie. I just didn't want it to really go in that direction, and it did, and I just wasn't happy about it. But if you take a step back, it's kind of what they needed to do, kind of, because there's this clover, like, you find out that they all have, like, clovers on their hands, and it's, like, really what they've been trying to do is suppress superheroes. It's kind of like in The Incredibles, like how they... Oh, damn. I came a second. But it's kind of like The Incredibles, how they are trying to get rid of superheroes. The redhead's trying to basically show that superheroes aren't real, and for M. Night Shyamalan thinking of that before The Incredibles came out, that's really good. But I feel like people are trying to say like it's not original or stuff like that because The Incredibles has already come out. But that still doesn't make it not a good movie. Because the acting, James McAvoy was amazing. The pace is like a normal Shyamalan film. It's not gonna be fast, but it's still great. And I don't know, everything is just great about it. And I don't understand why the reviewers are getting all negative against it, because it's ultimately a really good movie. And I don't see why it's deserving so much hate, because I don't know, people say it's not satisfying, but it was pretty satisfying, because we're in a realm of where all the superhero movies are big and bold and all this, and M. Night Shyamalan was doing something different for all of his movies, so why would you expect it to be a giant big finale? It's gonna be an M. Night Shyamalan finale, and it was good. There was good character development, almost everyone. All of the three, every superhero kind of had their human counterpart in a sense, like Casey Cook and Joseph Dunn and Glass's mom. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but so they all had a part in it, and they end up living and surviving after, and like, because the whole twist is like Glass was secretly recording, so the superheroes do get out, and it was good. And usually I'm kind of on par with critics, and now I'm starting, slowly over the years I've been starting to dive away from them, and this is definitely a time where critics are wrong, because Glass movie was great. It was great acting, it was a good build, but I'm not, James McAvoy stole the show. He was fantastic, and he alone, again, is worth watching the movie. But it was good. And the twist did come out of nowhere, and yeah, you didn't really see signs of it, but I'm going to try to see it again and see if you can see signs of it, but don't let the critics shape your view, because Glass is a good movie, and it has good, there's a really good twist that does use Unbreakable, and I feel like that's also why it wasn't satisfying, because there is a twist that all of the people that have seen Glass and Unbreakable kind of already guessed from like seeing Unbreakable and Split, but that shouldn't diminish the quality of it. That just means that that's what we wanted to happen, which I still don't understand why that's not satisfying. I don't know. The only thing I wasn't satisfied with was Kevin's character development and the way that the third act was kind of like thrown in, it felt like, in a sense, but the way it ended I thought was still good, and the rest of the movie, the ending did not take away from the rest of the movie, in my opinion. It was still a great movie, and the acting was great, the filming, like the direction was great, everything about it was still a great movie, and I will definitely see it again. But if you're a fan of Unbreakable and Split, especially Split, I would definitely recommend checking out the movie, because James McAvoy is amazing, and everything about it is just great. Even the crappy third act ending with the... just don't let people shape your opinion. And I know that's what I'm doing right now, is telling you to go see the movie, but honestly, make your own judgment. Don't try to listen to reviewers and editors, because everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to have a different approach to the movie. And I don't think it's worth the 39 on Rotten Tomatoes. It was well worth a watch, in my opinion. It was good. It was good. So definitely check it out.